Hey everybody, this is It by Motivation, your favorite mindset coach, your favorite 101.5 indie radio motivational host. How y'all doing tonight? I hope y'all are doing well despite everything that's happening in the world. Prayers go out to people who live in California and definitely to people who live in Louisiana. I am so sorry to hear about all of the different things that are happening around the world. I'm hoping that things will start to get better. But I will say this. I'm going to say this because I feel like maybe I should. This world feeds off fear. Definitely feeds off fear. Not saying that the things that the people are going through are not real because they are 100% real. But I will say that this world feeds off fear. And if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Sometimes we cannot control what happens in this world. We just can't control it. No matter what we want to do, no matter what we want to say, no matter how we want to act, we cannot control what happens. But as I say in a lot of my videos, you got to learn how to survive. And you got to learn how to survive without needing assistance from government, from um, government, from government. You got to learn how to survive. You got to have something put away. You got to have something kind of in a way where you don't believe in what they're going to do for you. I guess I just find it ironic how, they just canceled a bunch of people's insurance, fire insurance, right before a big fire happened. But that's just my personal, you know, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I will admit I am definitely a conspiracy theorist. So, welcome to my show. Welcome to the vibe. Welcome to the teaching. Welcome to the motivation. And definitely welcome to the love because there is a lot of love that's on this show. You might not like everything that I say, but once you really think about it, you're going to love me. So, we're going to get into it. Tonight, I wanted to talk about turning your potential into action. So essentially, turning your potential into power or turning your potential into greatness. A lot of times we don't know what to do with our potential. Like we have all these different ideas in our mind, these things that we want to do. And it's like, how the heck do I formulate this stuff? How the heck do I get this stuff together to be able to do something with it? And you can say the simple thing of like, just write it down, write it down, write it down, write it down. But once you write it down, what do you do next? Once you decide in your mind, like, I want to go to college, what is your next step? And I use that example because I remember when I first wanted to go ahead and sign up for college, right? And I remember it was just the ideal in my mind, like, let me go ahead and go to college because I just plan and I'm just, my break is over, like my break is over. But I was like, let me go ahead and go to college and do something with myself. I still didn't know what to do. I had no clue about financial aid. I had no clue about signing up for classes, what classes. I really didn't even know what I wanted to go to college for. But lo and behold, I had a vision and then something else came upon. There was a sister of mine, and I say sister, and I use that word not loosely, but really a sister of mine who kind of like held my hand through the whole thing. She literally held my hand through the whole thing. She helped me sign up. She told me what school, she showed me what they had to offer, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to school for human service in criminal justice, with a major in human service with a minor in criminal justice. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that because I'm gonna save the world with this criminal justice thing. I'm gonna tell them how to get out of trouble. Well, well, I decided that part, but then I got stuck because I was like, I don't know how to do no financial aid. What the heck is financial aid? I got to put these people in my business, and I'm not big on putting people in my business. So, what are we about to do? What's about to happen? Anyway, she helped me do the financial aid. She helped me sign up for the classes. I mean, she literally held my hand through the whole situation. So sometimes you need somebody to hold your hand. So tonight, I'm gonna hold your hand a little bit. So one of the first things of taking that potential and turning it into power is self-reflection, right? This is why I say it's so important to learn how to sit by yourself. And when I mean sit by yourself, it's important to learn to get to yourself without nobody around you and just kind of like focusing in on what it is that you want to do. You can listen to all the advice. Everybody got something to say. Everybody wants something. But sometimes you have to take time out for yourself to elevate. And I mean to elevate your strengths, to elevate your weaknesses, to learn what it is that you really value. What's your goals and how can you get to them? So every time I tell somebody, like, write down your goals, like, write down your goals, write down your goals. I always tell them, like, goals are just the things that been in your head. What are the actions behind that? So when you start self-reflecting, you got to figure out, I'm self-reflecting, but how can I be more aware? How can I put action behind this self-reflection? Because once you start getting to know yourself and you start deciding this is what I want to do, because listen now I want y'all to listen to this. The reality is this: when you start getting to know yourself, you might start getting to know yourself on the surface, just the surface things. But once you start to really dig deep, then you start to get to know yourself on the deeper things. And those things might change. They literally might change. And it's okay. It is okay. Because that's not to say that you didn't know yourself. That's to say that once you start growing, you start changing. When I think about the person that I used to be 10 years, 15 years ago, I'm amazed. I'm amazed. Like, what? Like, what? I wouldn't have never on a podcast talking. Nah, I'm good. Y'all got that. I'm good. I ain't doing that. I don't want to talk to nobody. Not at all. Not at all. So when you're self-reflecting, you want to take time out to write down things and be specific. Write down things about yourself, your values. What are your strengths? We don't like to talk about our weaknesses because we don't like to expose ourselves. Even when it becomes like exposing yourself to yourself, we don't like to do that. But this is the moment to be like so honest with yourself, so clear about like who you are and what you have going on and what your steps are and just different things like that. This is that moment. So do self-assessment tools. It's some easy ones online. Do them. Answer the questions correctly. Don't be playing like acting like you're doing a Walmart application, just putting anything so you can get the job. Literally take your time and do these self-assessment tools. Gain clarity about what really matters to you and what doesn't matter to you. And when I say gain clarity about what really matters to you, I mean, some of us have a lot of trauma. So don't be putting stuff down out of hurt. Really assess what's going on in your life. Like really assess what it is that you really want versus all of the damage that you went through that says, I don't want that. Or I can't handle that, or I can't do that. Because a lot of times that trauma will block you from the next step. It will block you from the next thing that you're supposed to be doing. Another thing that you need to do is develop a growth mindset. And I know this might sound crazy because it's like, what you mean develop a growth mindset? I want to grow, but are you doing the things to help you to grow? Because that's when you know you want to grow. When you start doing things aimed towards your growth, then you know. And the main thing is embracing challenges. Embracing challenges. I just talked about a few seconds ago about the trauma that some of us hold. And we don't want to allow ourselves to be hurt again, or we don't want to allow ourselves to be damaged by someone or something. Or when a situation starts to look familiar, we start getting scared and we start like, oh no. So we start doing something called self-sabotaging. We start going, oh, I've been through this before. Oh, I heard that before. So we start acting out because we feel like I don't never want to go through that thing again. So I'm gonna act this way because I should have probably acted this way the first time. But wait a minute. At some point, you have to learn that every situation is not the same, and that you may be blocking yourself, not embracing the challenges. So before you self-sabotage, think about it. Like, really think about it. Like, okay, yes, this looked familiar. Yes, I was hurt. But what can I do in a positive manner? What can I do in a positive light so I'm not carrying baggage from this? Think about it. Really think about it. Then when you feel like you fail at something, start viewing the failures and giving yourself feedback. One thing that I know is very hard for people to do is to change their perspective. Some people have gone through so many bad times that a good time they could never see. They've gone through so much bad stuff that something good coming into their life or something good happening to them, it's like, wait a minute, I know something bad finna happen after this. I know something bad finna happen. Some people anticipate bad. They like bracing themselves. They like, I know something bad about to happen. I know something bad is about to happen. But that's not always the case. That's not always the case. And things that we view as bad, we have to start viewing those things as lessons. We have to start understanding what part did we play and what part did whoever or what, how did that situation get to that place? But then what can I learn from this? Not what can traumatize me or damage me, but what can I learn from this? So when you're doing this, developing this growth mindset, remember, this is about learning. This is about escaping all of the nonsense, escaping trauma, escaping bitterness, escaping anger, escaping that thing that you say to yourself, like, I'm never going to do that again. Just because it happened bad that time don't mean it's going to happen bad this time. And we have to start putting ourselves in that mind frame of, okay, maybe I need to do something different. Maybe I needed to handle this a different way. Another thing you can do in self-growth is you can practice affirmations. A lot of times people look at affirmations as, like as a spiritual tool. So some people like, I don't want to do affirmations, but affirmations actually is a rewiring of your brain. So when you say, I'm just going to use this because I know a lot of people use this. I am beautiful. Every morning when you get up, you might look at yourself and say, I'm ugly. I'm just ugly. I'm ugly. I'm fat. I'm this, I'm that. I'm this, that, and the other. And I can understand, because going from being 300 pounds to getting down to like one something is like, sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I'm still thinking I'm 300 pounds. Like in my mind, I'm still thinking like I'm 300 pounds. So there definitely has to be a rewiring of your mind. So every day you have to wake up and you have to say, I am turning my potential into power. I am turning my potential into power. I am great. I am going to be, or I am moving towards greatness. I am powerful. I am love. I am strength. If there's something that you desire that you want to do, you have to say, I am going to college next year. I'm getting a house next year. I'm buying my son a truck this year. Whatever it is that you see yourself doing, you have to start speaking it out. Because what happens is your brain, inadvertently though, and the brain is so amazing, your brain starts to move towards that thing. When you start changing your perspective, you start changing the way that you talk, you start changing the way that you move, it's like your brain starts doing the work for you. Because that's just how powerful the brain is. You start seeing opportunities that you never saw before. You like, wait a minute, you said you did what? You start listening to things and you start hearing people talk and they got those trigger words. They might say to you, oh, you know what? I own a car company. I own a truck company. And guess what? Yeah, we're gonna be selling trucks for, I don't know, $10,000. Well, I just said I am going to buy my son a truck. Now I'm hearing and I'm seeing trucks, I'm seeing deals. It's the way the brain works. It's so amazing. So you have to start getting that growth mindset, meaning that you have to start allowing your brain to go to that next level. And then setting clear goals. I talked about on the video, and I'm gonna try to tag the video in here. I talked about on the video how when you're setting goals, set goals for things that you need, not things that you want. Because see, those wants are gonna start falling into place. But when you start setting goals for things that you need, there's something different that happens with that. Something different happens with that. So start setting those goals, those clear goals, breaking them down into compartment, breaking them down into vision. If your desire is to go to college, okay, when do you plan to go to college? What's the goal? I plan to go to college in the fall. What do you need to do before going to college in the fall? Well, I need to get a part-time job. I need to save $500. I need to do my financial aid. I need to buy my books. I need to decide, like so on and so on. So it's important to set clear goals on this journey. And this is a big one. Investing in skill and knowledge. I don't know about y'all, but I love YouTube University. YouTube University, Udemy, and no, they're not giving me anything for saying their name, but Udemy and a bunch of other Teachable, all these different little apps that you can learn stuff, and you can learn stuff for cheap. You can pay on Udemy. I think I paid for a certificate class one time. I think it was like $7. But there was so much knowledge in that class. So much knowledge in that class that taught me so many things. And then that certificate worked when I went to another job. How simple is that? Start doing some little micro learning some different skills, learning some things that you never thought that you would want to do, or never, you just see somebody doing something and you like, how do you do that? And you look it up. Oh, how do I get, oh, okay. Ask those questions. Read, take courses, do workshops, seek a mentorship. I think a mentor is so powerful. If you have a mentor, somebody who's going to push you, it's such a powerful relationship. And I think it's a powerful relationship on both ends. I have a few young men. I don't think I have no girls, but I have a few young men that I mentor currently right now. And they are, just to watch the transformation in their life is powerful. But not only do I mentor them, but they mentor me too, because they teach me a lot of stuff. They teach me a lot of stuff. And one day we're going to talk about what they teach me, but that's not what we're talking about today. But they definitely teach me a lot of stuff. So this growth has to be you investing in knowledge and skills. Spend the money. People spend money on everything else. I haven't ate at McDonald's in, I don't know, probably like 4 years. 4 years, maybe 4 or 5 years, I haven't ate at McDonald's. And when I realized, and I think I said this before in a video, like one time I was going through my budget of stuff that I spent. Oh, I'll just expose myself right now. So I recently went through my budget again, the stuff that I spend, right? And I realized in 1 month, I spent like $180 on sushi. So I did. And I said, you know what? You cannot go to the sushi space no more unless it's a reward. So that's me investing in learning. And sometimes you have to do that. You have to sit down and you have to see what aligns up with these goals that you're going to. Me spending $180 on sushi is not aligning up with the goals that I'm headed towards. It's not there. So I got to stop. So do you some learning, take some classes, Udemy, Teachable, YouTube. It's so many more different places that you can take some classes, $7, $8. Even if you want some knowledge about something, get a book. Sit in your car, lay back, read a page a day. I always tell people, if you want to become a reader, read a page a day. Because if it's something that you're interested in, you're going to want to read 2 pages, then 3 pages, then 4 pages, then 5 pages. Read a page a day. And then the last one is surround yourself with supportive people. This one is so important. And I don't think that people realize how important it is to have people around you that are supportive. I'm not talking about hindering. I'm talking about supportive. People that are honest, people that are going to push you, people that believe in you. It's important to have those people. Yes, sometimes they're going to get on your nerves because they're going to be pushing you. They're going to be making you or pushing you towards the goal that you have. I am one person. Don't tell me your goals, because if you do, it's over for you. Once you tell me your goals, I am constantly reminding you of them when you're in a bad place. I'm constantly reminding you, you're great. You can do this. You're going to make it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what nobody's saying. Don't worry about what nobody's doing. Just continue on doing what you're doing. So it's important to find those people that are going to push. Those people that you can open up to, and you can open up and they can impart knowledge into you. I say this song all the time: make new friends, but keep the old ones. One is silver and the other is gold. It's always good to get to know other people, because you don't know what knowledge they have. You don't know what strength they have. When people come to me and they tell me that they don't like somebody, they'll say, "Oh, Mr. Marshall, I don't like such and such and such and such." And I'll be like, "Well, why you don't like them?" Especially if it's somebody that I know, that I'm acquainted with. And I'll say, "Well, why don't you like them?" They're like, "I don't know. I just don't like the way that they act, blah, 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 blah." And then I'll say, "Well, let me see. Let me get to know this person a little bit." 9 times out of 10, it's the person that you need to be close to. It's the person that you kind of like, you push away, or the person that you think thinks all these crazy things about you, or feels some type of way about you, so you start feeling some type of way about them. But most times, that's the person that you need to be aligned with. That's the person that's going to impart some knowledge in you. That's the person that has a wealth of information. I'm just saying, and I don't know why I'm saying that, but I'm telling y'all, sometimes the people that you think won't support you are your biggest supporters. They're your biggest supporters. Engage in different communities. They have, I don't know if they still have, like, I forget what it was called now, but it was like an app where you could meet up. And Meetup had like little classes of people that are interested in the same things that you're interested in. Like, I started in a Meetup class. It was a garden class. It was fun. They took me all around Tampa, showing me all these different gardens and farms, and it was nice. It was nice. I don't know why we stopped meeting up. I think it was like the storm or something crazy happened. I don't remember. And we just never reconvened. But they have little things like that for things that you're interested in. So if you're interested in reading, if you're interested in stock, if you're interested in crypto, if you're interested, whatever you're interested in, find groups of people that do that. If you're on Facebook, find a Facebook group and get in there and do the little introduction and like, "Hey, I'm looking for places I can go to XYZ." Ask the questions. And this is why it's so important to be around people that are supportive. Ask the questions. Anybody have knowledge about this? Tell people, like, "I'm scared to go and sign up for school. I'm scared to go and do this, and I'm scared to go and do that. I need some help." Because if they're supportive people, they're going to push you. They're going to be like, "Okay, well, listen, I understand you're scared because I might have been scared too." Or, "Listen, we're going to work through this fear together." Those are the people that you want, but you have to ask. You have to talk. I'll tell y'all, I'm an introvert. I'm really not an extrovert. I get on this internet and I talk and I do this, but this is the extent of where it's going to go. Other than that, I'm very quiet. I'm very to myself. I'm very demure, very to myself. But when I need support, when I need help, I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to force myself to ask. I'm going to force myself to talk. I'm going to force myself to intermingle because I know that one, there's power in numbers. Two, in order for me to learn something, I may have to learn it from someone else. And that's okay. That is okay. So, if you want to turn your potential into power, you got to start with these things I just told you: self reflection and awareness, develop a growth mindset, set clear goals, invest in skills and knowledge, and surround yourself with supportive people. Start with those 5 things because it goes deeper than that, but we just gonna get the basics. Start with those 5 things. When you start with those 5 things and you allow yourself to open up and to be free and not worry about what somebody thinks about you or what they feel about you, or not allow your mind to control you, then you know you're going to go further. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for listening in. Thank y'all for y'all time, and thank y'all for the opportunity to just come before y'all and do this. Tap into 101 Indie Radio 101.5 every Tuesday at 11 a.m. and then at 6 p.m. to listen to the show. So if you didn't hear this show, you're going to hear another show. But if you want to listen to the show, you can check on the YouTube. You can check on Spotify, Instagram, TikTok. You can check on all of the platforms, iHeartRadio, Zip Mouth Motivation, across every platform. Every podcast platform, every platform is Zip Mouth Motivation. So y'all tap in. We turning potential into power. Potential into power. I love y'all.